All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am V. Ravi Kumar and with me is Sunil Verma. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with State Chief Ministers on 16th and 17th of June. Health Ministry issues guidelines for offices to contain spread of COVID-19. Lockdown on weekends and public holidays begins today in Punjab. Delhi Lieutenant Governor constitutes an expert committee to advise Delhi Disaster Management Authority on corona management. 4 candidates from Karnataka and 1 from Arunachal Pradesh elected unopposed to Rajya Sabha. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces in Kulgam district of Jammu and Kashmir. And India's foreign exchange reserves surged by a massive $8.22 billion to cross the half a trillion mark for the first time. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with the Chief Ministers of all states and union territories on 16th and 17th of June at 3 p.m. He will interact with them through video conferencing. On 16th June, the Prime Minister will interact with 21 states and union territories: Punjab, Assam, Kerala, Uttarakhand, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Tripura, Himachal Pradesh, Chandigarh, Goa, Manipur, Nagaland, Ladakh, Puducherry, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Dadra Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, Sikkim and Lakshadweep. Mr. Modi will interact with 15 states and union territories, that is Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Karnataka, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Telangana and Odisha on the following day. More from our correspondent.
The meeting assumes significance in the wake of the rising number of coronavirus cases in the country. This will be the 6th meeting of the Prime Minister with the Chief Minister since the announcement of nationwide lockdown in March. Currently, the country is under the 5th phase of lockdown, which entails much more relaxations than the previous months. Under Unlock 1, the centre and the state governments have eased several restrictions for the convenience of public and businesses to ensure that economic activities gather momentum. Cabinet Secretary yesterday held a meeting with Chief Secretaries of all the states and advised them to focus on containment, testing and tracing, health infrastructure upgradation and community engagement for effective management of COVID-19. With Dipendra Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
India has reiterated its commitment to partnering Tanzania in its development journey. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assured this to the Tanzanian President Dr. John Pombe Joseph Magufuli yesterday. Prime Minister warmly recalled his July 2016 visit to Dar es Salaam and stressed on the importance that India attaches to its traditionally friendly ties with Tanzania during a telephonic talk with Dr. Magufuli. The Prime Minister thanked President Dr. Magufuli for the assistance provided by the Tanzanian authorities for evacuation of Indian citizens from Tanzania in the wake of COVID-19. The leaders reviewed the overall bilateral relationship. They expressed satisfaction at the growing development partnership, educational linkages and trade and investment flows between India and Tanzania and discussed possibilities of further accelerating these trends.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday spoke on phone with Prime Minister of Laos People's Democratic Republic, PDR, Dr. Tongloun Sisolit. The two leaders exchanged views on the health of economic challenges posed by the global COVID-19 pandemic. The Prime Minister commended the effective measures undertaken by the government of Laos PDR to contain the spread of the pandemic in Laos. Both leaders agreed on the need for international cooperation and for sharing of best practices and experiences in order to prepare for the post-COVID world. Mr. Modi highlighted India's historic and cultural links with Laos and expressed satisfaction at being involved in the restoration of the World Heritage Site at Wat Pho. Laos Prime Minister thanked Prime Minister Modi for India's support for Laos development programs in capacity building and for scholarships. Mr. Modi reiterated India's commitment to continue its development partnership with Laos PDR, a valued partner in India's extended neighborhood. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that no late fees will be levied on registered entities with nil GST return filing between July 2017 and January 2020. Briefing media after the 40th GST meeting in New Delhi, Ms. Sitharaman said maximum late fee for non-filing of monthly GST sales return for July 2017 to January 2020 is capped at 500 rupees.
For all those who have no tax liability but who have not filed their returns between July of 2017 and till January 2020, there won't be a late fee at all. The maximum late fee has been capped to 500 per return if there is tax liability.
The minister said the two decisions regarding late fee for non-filing of GST returns have been taken by the GST Council in order to clean up pendencies. In some relief to small taxpayers with turnover up to 5 crore rupees, the GST Council halved the interest on delayed filing of GST returns for February, March and April to 9%, provided the returns are filed by September 2020.
Further relief is being offered for small taxpayers for late filing of returns for February, March and April 2020. The rate of interest for late furnishing of return for the said months beyond the specified date, which is 6th July 2020, the rate of interest is reduced from 18% to 9%.
Ms. Sitharaman said the deadline for filing returns for May, June and July has been extended till September without any interest or late fee. Ms. Sitharaman said during the meeting, GST Council also discussed the impact of COVID-19. The minister said inverted duty structure hitting GST collections was also discussed, and also inverted duty structure in textile. Ms. Sitharaman said GST Council is looking at correction of duty inversion in footwear, fertilizer and textiles. The finance minister said a special one agenda meeting will take place in July to discuss the compensation requirements of states. She said discussion on taxing pan masala will hopefully be taken up at GST Council's next regular meeting.
The recovery rate of COVID-positive cases continues to increase and currently stands at 49.47%. A total of 1,47,194 individuals have been cured, while 1,41,842 individuals are under active medical supervision. In the last 24 hours, over 6,000 individuals have recovered from COVID-19. The doubling rate continues to improve and has increased from 3.4 days at the beginning of the lockdown to 17.4 days currently. Cabinet Secretary held a video conference with Chief Secretaries, Secretary Health and Secretary Urban Development of all the states. Union Health Ministry said states are advised to focus on containment, testing and tracing, health infrastructure upgradation, case clinical management and community engagement for effective management of COVID-19. States were also asked to pay special attention to the emerging epicenters and undertake stringent containment measures to check the spread of the virus. The Health Ministry has issued guidelines for officers on preventive measures to contain the spread of COVID-19. Only asymptomatic staff or visitors will be allowed. Their entry will be allowed if they are wearing a mask. Sanitizer dispensers and thermal screening provisions at the entrance are mandatory. There will be a separate entry and exit for staff and visitors. There should be specific marking with sufficient distance for queue management and social distancing norms. There must be effective and frequent sanitation and also cleaning and regular disinfection. There must be safe disposal of face covers, masks and gloves. There must be air conditioning with temperature of 24 to 30 degrees Celsius and relative humidity of 40 to 70%.
A total of 2,137 new confirmed cases of coronavirus have been reported in Delhi during the past 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 36,824. Delhi government has confirmed that 13,398 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. During the past 24 hours, 667 people recovered and 71 deaths were reported in the national capital, taking the toll to 1,214. Lieutenant Governor Anil Bajal has constituted an expert advisory committee to advise Delhi Disaster Management Authority (DDMA) on various aspects of COVID-19 management in Delhi. The committee will give advice on the challenges being faced in Delhi and suggest measures to ramp up medical infrastructure. It will also advise DDMA on integration of measures being taken by various agencies for effective mitigation of COVID-19. Director General of Indian Council of Medical Research, Dr. Balram Bhargav, Director of AIIMS Delhi, Dr. Randeep Guleria, and Director NCDC, Dr. Sujit Kumar Singh are part of the committee.
In Punjab, the lockdown on weekends and public holidays started from today. Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh has ordered lockdown on the weekends and public holidays with movement to be restricted to e-pass holders. All citizens except medical staff and essential service providers will be required to download e-passes from the COVA app. Industry, however, will be allowed to function normally on all days. A report.
As the weekend lockdown is in force from today, the movement is being allowed to ease pass holders only, which are being issued for essential work. However, in case of medical emergency, no pass shall be required. The shops dealing with the essential commodities and services will continue to remain open till 7 p.m., while other shops and shopping malls have been permitted to remain open till 5 p.m. only. The restaurants for take-home and home delivery and liquor shops will continue to remain open till 8 p.m. For marriage functions, e-passes are being issued to 50 specific persons of the family only. Ashwini Kumar Sharma, AIR News, Chandigarh.
BJP candidate Nabam Rebia has been elected unopposed to the lone Rajya Sabha seat from Arunachal Pradesh. He was declared elected to the upper house by returning officer Kago Habung after the nomination paper was found valid. The returning officer handed over the certificate of election to Mr. Rebia in the State Assembly in Itanagar in presence of the Assembly Speaker P.D. Sona, Chief Minister Pema Khandu, Cabinet Ministers and MLAs. Congratulating the newly elected member, Chief Minister Pema Khandu termed it as a historic moment for BJP as for the first time 3 MPs, 2 Lok Sabha and 1 Rajya Sabha are from the party in Arunachal Pradesh. All 4 candidates from Karnataka were elected unanimously to the Rajya Sabha yesterday. The newly elected MPs include former Prime Minister and Janata Dal Secular Chief H.D. Devagowda, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge and Bharatiya Janata Party nominees Ashok Gasti and Iranna Kadadi. Returning Officer M.S. Vishalakshi announced the result as the number of valid nominations did not exceed the vacancies in the Rajya Sabha from the seat. Both Gowda and Kharge had faced defeat in the Lok Sabha elections held in 2019. Iranna Kadadi and Ashok Gasti of BJP are former ABVP workers who have been associated with the BJP for over 3 decades. The elections were announced to find replacements for Rajiv Gowda and B.K. Hariprasad from Congress, Prabhakar Kore from BJP and D. Kupendra Reddy from JDS, whose term is scheduled to end on 25th of June.
The Union government has further eased entry of certain sections of foreigners, including overseas citizens of India, OCI card holders, into the country. Minors who have OCI card and whose parents are Indian nationals have been allowed to return. OCI card holders who wish to come to India on account of family emergencies, including critical medical conditions of immediate family members or death, have also been granted permission to travel to India. The government has also allowed married couples where one spouse is an OCI card holder and the other is an Indian national to enter the country. Students who are OCI card holders and where at least one of the parents is an Indian citizen or an OCI card holder can also travel to the country. Niti Aayog Chief Executive Officer Amitabh Kant has advised financial technology firms to use vernacular language to expand their reach. Addressing a virtual summit organized by industry body CII in Mumbai, Mr. Kant said fintech companies risk alienating audiences and losing steam if they ignore India's diverse set of languages and dialects. He said financial integration efforts will need localization of offerings and allowing for dialects and languages as opposed to delivering services only in English. The CEO said that 80% of Indian citizens have bank accounts now as opposed to 36% in 2011. He said the 39 crore zero balance, no frills Jan Dhan accounts have an average balance of 3,400 rupees at present. Mr. Kant said India has a target to take digital payment transactions to 1 billion a day from the present rate of 3 billion a month. The Reserve Bank has constituted a 5-member internal working group to review the guidelines related to ownership, governance and corporate structure of private sector banks. RBI Central Board Director P.K. Mohanty will head the committee, which will submit its report by 30th of September 2020. The panel will also examine norms for promoter shareholding at the initial or licensing stage and subsequently along with the timelines for dilution of the shareholding. RBI said it is necessary to align regulations to meet the requirements of a dynamic banking landscape as macroeconomic, financial market and technological developments continue to influence the future of banking. The panel has also been asked to examine and review the eligibility criteria for individuals or entities to apply for banking license and make recommendations on all related issues.
India's foreign exchange reserves have surged by a massive $8.22 billion to cross the $500 billion mark for the first time. The reserves rose to $501.7 billion for the week ended 5th June, helped by a whopping rise in foreign currency assets. Foreign currency assets, a major part of the overall reserves, rose by $8.42 billion to to $463.63 billion. We spoke to the former president of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Naveen Gupta.
Our foreign exchange reserves has reached unprecedented levels. The latest figures that have come out, and it shows that the increased level of confidence of foreign investors, be it foreign direct or institutional investors, in our Indian economy, and it seems to be because of the structural strengthening measures taken by the Indian government to bring ease of doing business, and it reflects in the number of measures taken towards decriminalization of various laws. If we talk about Companies Act, and during COVID period also, government is very sensitive to the requirements of businesses. Even if we talk about the recently concluded GST Council meeting, where a lot of measures have been taken.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with state chief ministers on 16th and 17th of June. Health Ministry issues guidelines for officers to contain spread of COVID-19. Lockdown on weekends and public holidays begins today in Punjab. Delhi Lieutenant Governor constitutes an expert committee to advise Delhi Disaster Management Authority on corona management. 4 candidates from Karnataka and 1 from Arunachal Pradesh elected unopposed to Rajya Sabha. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces in Kulgam district of Jammu and Kashmir. India's foreign exchange reserves surge by a massive $8.22 billion to cross $500 billion mark for the first time. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 terrorists were killed in an encounter with security forces in Darpora-Nipora, Mir Bazar area of Kulgam district early this morning. Senior Superintendent of Police SSP Kulgam, Gurvinder Pal Singh, said that a joint team of Kulgam Police, Army's 19 Rashtriya Rifles and Central Reserve Police Force launched a joint cordon and search operation, or CASO, based on a specific input about the presence of terrorists in the area. He said that as a team of security forces approached the suspected spot, the hiding terrorists fired upon them, which was effectively retaliated, triggering an encounter that resulted in the elimination of the terrorists. The identity of the terrorists is being ascertained. The search operation was going on in the area when the reports last came in. The Union Territory of Ladakh has seen a spike in the number of COVID-19 cases. Total 104 active cases, including 35 in Leh and 69 in Kargil, have put the UT administration on high alert. More from our correspondent.
After the evacuation of Ladakhi people from various parts of the country, Ladakh is experiencing a steep rise in curve of COVID-19 positive cases. Though the administration was prepared for sporadic cases, but the rising numbers have become a challenge for the just establishing Union Territory. Ladakh Health Secretary Commissioner Rigjin Sampal said,
कल कोविड-19 के हमको दिल्ली के एनसीडीसी से 523 सैंपल्स के रिजल्ट्स मिले हैं, जिसमें से 117 हमारे पॉजिटिव है। ये काफी ज्यादा संख्या है और इसमें हमारे लगभग 70 कारगिल के थे और लगभग 50 जो है हमारे लेह से हैं। और ये हम लोग पहले से मान के चल रहे थे कि क्योंकि जब से रोड खुला है, लद्दाख में करीब 1 महीने के अंदर 21,000 हमारे लोग थे जो बाहर थे वो आए हैं।
Under COVID Care Centers program, 100 beds to meet any demand in each district of Leh and Kargil will be increased. Looking at the trend in the spike of cases and the risk perception, the advisor to Lieutenant Governor Umang Narula has issued orders classifying Leh and Kargil districts as red zones. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
Sikkim reported 36 new COVID-19 cases last evening. Director General of State Health Department, Dr. Pempat Shering Bhutia, informed that this is the state's highest one-day spike with 14 cases. A report.
Sikkim reported 50 COVID-19 cases on Friday, with 14 in the morning and 36 in the evening. Now, the state has a total of 60 active COVID-19 cases, while total cases stands at 63. 3 people have recovered. Director General of Health Department Dr. Pempat Shering Bhutia informed that on Thursday, 412 samples were RT-PCR tested at Viral Research Diagnostic Laboratory of New STNM Hospital near Gangtok, of which 14 reported positive. Assessment of travel history and contact tracing of the infected people are underway. In view of increasing COVID-19 cases, Sikkim government has postponed opening of educational institutions to August 2020. With Sikkim Sarkar, Pajat Sharma from Gangtok for AIR.
The Uttar Pradesh government has decided to adopt the scheme of flatted factory model, which will ensure easy availability of land for industries and in return generate employment also. In a high-level meeting, it was decided by Uttar Pradesh State Industrial Development Authority, UPSIDA, that flatted factories, that means multi-storied buildings in which multiple non-polluting units can operate, will be allowed. More from our correspondent.
The new policy will allow the owner of an industrial land of at least 5 acres to develop 1/4 of it as flatted factory model. Principal Secretary Infrastructure and Industrial Development Alok Kumar said that all industrial development authorities were on board with the uniform policy. The model can be adopted only for non-polluting manufacturing units permitted by industrial development authorities like manufacturing of ready-made garments, handicraft, etc. A minimum structure of 4 stories including ground floor will be permitted. Industrial Development Minister of State Satish Mahana said that state is trying to become self-reliant to minimize imports, and sectors like IT, electronics and garment manufacturing could easily adopt the flatted factory model so that land for other space requiring industries like defense and automobiles could be provided easily. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Madhya Pradesh, employment fairs will be organized to provide employment opportunities to registered labourers under the Sambal Yojana and to the labourers who have returned from other states. In the first phase, these fairs will be organized in those districts where the number of labourers is more. A report.
Employment fairs will be organized in the third week of the June in Madhya Pradesh. In the district where more labourers are registered, employment fair will be organized on priority basis. Every labourer will be informed by SMS. Transportation arrangement will be provided to bring labourers to fair venues. There will also be an arrangement of food and water at the fair venues. It will be mandatory to follow all the guidelines issued regarding prevention of coronavirus at the fair venues. The fair venues will be sanitized, hand washing and thermal scanning will be done, and social distancing will also be ensured. Significantly, Madhya Pradesh government has already started Rozgar Setu portal to connect the skilled labourers with the employers. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The number of coronavirus cases in Maharashtra breached the 1 lakh mark. With a surge of 3,493 positive cases, the state's COVID-19 tally has gone up to 1,01,141. The death toll stands at 3,717, with 127 more deaths reported. According to the State Health Department, 1,718 people were discharged yesterday, leading to the total recoveries of 47,793. A report.
Maharashtra not only has the highest number of COVID-19 cases in the country, but accounts for about 1/3 of the total cases reported in India. The state has so far tested 6,24,977 people. The state's mortality rate is 3.7% and the recovery rate is 47.3%. Maharashtra's Health Minister Rajesh Tope said that the COVID-19 containment zone will be denotified after 14 days if no new cases found there instead of the earlier protocol of 28 days. He said there are around 3,900 containment zones across the state at present. The minister reiterated that no movement from and towards a containment zone is allowed except for essential services. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Tamil Nadu, the number of COVID-19 infections has crossed 40,000 mark. 1,982 new cases were recorded yesterday, taking the total to 40,698. The new cases include 1,479 in Chennai. The active caseload in the state is estimated to be 18,281, while 1,342 others returned home after recovery. 18 patients lost their battle against the disease in the last 24 hours, and the total fatalities have mounted to 367. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy has clarified that there is no move to make the lockdown in Chennai more stringent. He said a decision on the date of opening of schools would be taken only after the pandemic situation comes under control. More from our correspondent.
The Chennai Corporation has filed cases against 40 persons confirmed with COVID-19 infection for stepping out from their home quarantine. The civic body officials have said the violators are booked under the Epidemic Diseases Act and the Disaster Management Act for endangering the lives of others by going out even while carrying the viral load. In Chennai, the asymptomatic patients are permitted to get themselves quarantined in their houses if they have a separate room with a washroom facility. However, their movement is being monitored using multiple ways, including by using the modern tools of technology. Only after an exit RT-PCR test on the 14th day shows a negative result, they are allowed to quit their quarantine and to come out. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
In our series, Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Nand Kumar, Professor of Psychiatry, AIIMS, suggested people to stay at home, spend time with family members and practice yoga.
We are going to overcome this crisis within a few weeks. In the coming few weeks, stay at home, spend time with the family, do household work, exercise, listen to music, sing with the family, do yoga, meditation, and take care of emotional needs of the family.
Dr. Anvita Agrawal, resident infectious diseases AIIMS, advised people to not be negligent and stay at home.
Coronavirus may be invisible, but the number of people affected are very much visible. And the numbers are increasing from day to day. Don't be negligent. Please stay at home.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for the day. The national capital Delhi witnessed a minimum temperature of 32 and the maximum is expected to be around 42 degrees Celsius. The sky will be partly cloudy with possibility of development of thunder and lightning. Mumbai will witness a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. The minimum and maximum temperature will hover between 27 and 33 degrees Celsius. In the south, Chennai will see a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will be between 26 and 36 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will witness a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in the metropolis was 26 degrees, while the maximum will be around 30 degrees Celsius. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while maximum will be around 37 degrees Celsius. The city will observe a partly cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. In Srinagar, the temperature will be between 12 and 29 degrees Celsius. The city will face a partly cloudy sky with a possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 16 and 35 degrees Celsius, with the sky becoming partly cloudy with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Muzaffarabad, the sky will be partly cloudy with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The city will witness a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius, while a maximum temperature will be around 35 degrees Celsius.
Southwest monsoon has advanced and covered entire Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Goa, Puducherry, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, northeastern states, most parts of Odisha, West Bengal, Sikkim and some parts of Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh. Ministry of Earth Science has said it has been nearly normal advance over most parts of the region, except northeastern states where it has been delayed by 6 days. And now an overview of today's newspapers. Most newspapers lead with the Supreme Court's comment on the centre and state's maltreatment of COVID patients. Treatment of the dead in hospitals deplorable, SC writes Hindustan Times. Hospitals apathy horrific, SC says the Pioneer. In a related story, the Hindu headlines, Delhi government asked to explain decline in COVID-19 testing. Hindustan Times quelled speculation with its story headlined, No fresh lockdown coming from June 15, government clarifies. Loss of taste, smell may be taken as COVID symptom, reports the Tribune. Factory output shrinks 55.5% April. Full CPI data not out, writes the Economic Times. And finally, if you have been sharing newspapers on your WhatsApp group, stop. Sharing newspaper PDFs on social media illegal, says lawyer, warns the Times of India.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with state chief ministers on 16th and 17th of June. Health Ministry issues guidelines for offices to contain spread of COVID-19. Lockdown on weekends and public holidays begins today in Punjab. Delhi Lieutenant Governor constitutes an expert committee to advise Delhi Disaster Management Authority on corona management. 4 candidates from Karnataka and 1 from Arunachal Pradesh elected unopposed to Rajya Sabha. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces in Kulgam district of Jammu and Kashmir. And India's foreign exchange reserves surged by a massive $8.22 billion to cross half a trillion mark for the first time. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.